Hey friends, this is the Miss Volfie from our half-acre homestead, and today we're going to can pumpkin. Okay, I have an older video on canning pumpkin, but it's just that. It's an older video, and I actually had someone ask me if I could do a video on how I prepare the pumpkin, cutting it up and peeling it for canning. So let's get going on that. First we clean out our pumpkin, and if it's not perfectly clean, that's fine because we're going to trim it anyway. Keep a basket handy and something to put your compost in, or if you're going to feed it to your pigs. Now first, we just cut our pumpkin after it's been cleaned. And now we're just going to take big old slices. We're going to cut this down into more manageable pieces. Now I'm not going to can my little pumpkin that I had. I'm going to make a jack-o'-lantern out of that for Halloween. We may live out in the country and don't get any trick-or-treaters, but I still like a jack-o'-lantern on Halloween. Now, we're just going to take this and cut each slice into cubes. And if you have any remaining stuff, you just trim that part off and you peel this part off. Now you can go ahead and peel the whole pumpkin before cutting it up, but this is so much easier. One of the reasons I am doing this is because it is not recommended that you can pumpkin puree, because it's a viscosity. They say it's a viscosity issue and that your pressure canner can't get the center of your food to the proper temperature and all that stuff. Now, I know people who do it, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. Besides, why go through all the problem of pureeing it when you can cut it up and it'll get cooked right in the jar, and all you have to do is drain it and mash it. Here is what I got out of that one pumpkin. That is a lot of pumpkin, and I was really generous with the pig. Okay, so here is our cubed pumpkin, and I'm just going to take some boiling water, and I'm going to very carefully pour that over the pumpkin, and I'm going to bring it back up to a boil, and I'm going to boil these for 2 minutes. Okay, so my pumpkin has been cooking for 2 minutes. I'm going to strain it, and I'll get right back. Okay, so here's my cooked white pumpkin. I have clean, sanitized 9 jars. I don't think I'm going to need 9. I'm probably going to use about 7, but you know, better safe than sorry. I have my washed and rinsed lids in warm water, some salt, a kettle of hot water, and my canner. Let's get started. Okay, so all we're going to do, and don't worry if your pumpkin is a little bit on the mushy side from cooking, that's quite all right, because pretty much you're going to puree it when it comes out of the jar anyway. So we're going to fill our jars to 1 inch from the top, add a ½ teaspoon of salt, top it to 1 inch from the top with water, and debubble. And debubble very carefully, folks, especially when you got big cubes. Water or air likes to hide around these things. I like to use a skewer now because I can get right down into the center and give it a stir. Always, always, always wipe the rims of your jars with a clean, damp paper towel or cloth. Put on a lid, a ring, and into the canner it goes. I got a little bit left over, which I'll freeze for soup. I got 9 pints in the canner. So, let's get the lid on this. Okay. We're going to put our lid on, and when this vents a steady stream of steam, we're going to time it for 10 minutes. Okay. Our steam has been venting in a steady stream for 10 minutes. Now this is really important, folks, for the simple reason is it pushes the air out of the canner, and then when you put the weight on, it creates a vacuum. That's why it's so important. I made the mistake when I was first pressure canning of thinking that I was going to boil away all the water. Not true. Anyway, when this comes up to a vigorous jiggle, okay, we've come to our vigorous jiggle. And I'm going to turn this down to just over medium. And I'm going to set my stove timer for 55 minutes. Okay, our timer has gone off. And I'm going to shut this off. And I'm going to let it cool down. Now, folks, it's really important that you don't try to rapid cool your canner. Don't shake this. Don't plunge your canner into cold water. Don't move it. You just let it cool down on its own. That's a really important part of the canning process. Alrighty, our canner has cooled enough for us to take the jars out, and we know this by touching this, and it makes no noise. But always, folks, always, when you open your canner, open the lid away from you. Because if there's a lot of steam, it can actually get you in the face. And that's dangerous. And always, folks, when you're taking them out of the canner, always put them on a padded surface, a clean, dry towel or quilted pad. This was a beautiful gift given to me. Because if you put them on a cold surface, the jars could shatter. Now, if your jars come out cloudy, the easiest way to deal with that, folks, is to put a little bit of vinegar, maybe a quarter cup, in your canner water. Yay! White or not, there is 2 years worth of pumpkin pies here. This is the Mrs. Volfie from our half-acre homestead saying, got pumpkin? Can it up. I still have a jar left from 2011. It lasts forever. Take care. Bye-bye.